If I don't tup, I'm not a real Christian. What I'm hearing, if you need more money that bad, figure it out. Life is tough. That why we have Jesus to help us. Don't go online and say this. Pray to Jesus to help these. So say fake Christians. If Jesus was with you right now, would you say that? Okay, this is a video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. So, I posted a video on YouTube the other day. It was a one of them fancy schmancy YouTube shorts, as it were. And frankly, you know, I don't really have too much negative to say about it. It was but regardless, um, when you poke the bear of Christianity, bear tends to get a little pissy. So I want to share with you the video here on video, real quick, just so you have an understanding of what exactly this person was commenting on. So let us watch this real quick, and let me get your check from it.
I want to state for the record that if you are a Christian and you treat service workers and retail workers poorly and or don't tip and or instead of money leave something that looks like a dollar bill that just has like iconography and Bible verses on it, you're not a real Christian.
Now, there was a discrepancy between where I said bad and real, but let's be real. Whenever Christians in this country, and I'm talking about in America, say someone is not a real Christian, they're saying somebody's a bad Christian. They're saying they're not as good as them. So semantic arguments aside, let's talk about this, shall we? So my first point in that video was to say, if you are a Christian and you treat service workers poorly, and retail workers poorly, you're not a good Christian. I think that is perfectly fine. Because here's the thing. If you are treating another human being poorly, that deliberately goes against Jesus' teachings. This is and listen, I may be an atheist, but I've read the Bible. You can't tell me that treating another human being as poorly as I see a lot of middle-aged and older Christians doing so is not good. Now, generally, I think this is less of a Christian issue and more of a generational issue. Because, there's a video I put out on my Patreon today, and you guys will probably see it tomorrow when I release it for YouTube. Basically slamming boomers and their entitlement and all that. And I genuinely think that when you take younger people who have worked shitty jobs, that we generally treat service workers and retail workers better because we have that empathy. And even if we haven't, we know that at least among our peers, it is considered bad form to do so. Older Gen Xers and boomers generally don't have that decorum. They generally view retail workers and service workers by and large as disposable, as just extensions of the company that is treating them like shit, even though the workers themselves are being treated like shit. So I didn't mean to make this a whole dissertation on the general class and demeanor issues between the different generations, but here we are. So yes, I think if you are not generally a good Christian, or by and large a good person, if you treat service workers and retail workers poorly. Now, I want to replay the second part of this video, so just to remind you, because I know I went on a bit of a ramble there. So,
tip and or instead of money leave something that looks like a dollar bill that just has like iconography and Bible verses on it, you're not a real.
All right. So on to that second point. That second point is about the general lack of, helping your community. So here's my thing. Jesus doesn't pay bills. Like, belief in Jesus alone doesn't pay bills. The strength you might get from him to go work a soulless job and get a paycheck to pay bills, that could be valid. But the fact of the matter is that if you are working at a job in this country, to tip, there's a whole really bad history as it pertains around tipping. It started as a way to effectively, legally within the economic system, pay newly freed slaves less. Because what ended up happening is that it allowed businesses to entirely cut their costs, and when their employees, basically all of their living, were coming out of the goodwill of their customer base. Let's just say certain waiters and waitresses and certain wait staff got paid more than others, and it is that case to this day. There are plenty of restaurants that should not be in business, and the only reason they are is because they have a windfall between what their employees should make and what they do make because of the fact that they have a tipping system. So while I personally find the tipping system in this country very immoral, and there's a reason and exploitative, and there's a reason why this is the only country in the Western world that does something like this, even if you generally don't believe in the tipping structure, that's valid. I'm pretty sure that the waitress or waiter that's serving you, or the bartender, doesn't want to either, but they still have rent to pay. It's why you pay for the service, so they can survive and continue giving you that service. And so when you, as a Christian, will give someone a bullshit little leaflet that looks like $1, and then it's like a Bible verse or something, I understand that you're trying to ply on people's greed there, but a lot of times that money that people need to work these jobs isn't your convenience. It is solely so they can pay rent and eat. And you doing that is one of the reasons why at dinner and lunch places across this nation, it is so difficult for restaurant managers to staff on Sundays, because waiters and waitresses are avoiding you. And so we come back to this comment. I am baffled continuously by just the apathy that I am not even going to comment on whether or not Jesus is real or not. But what I am going to say is that when it comes to American evangelicalism and the warped nature of Christianity as it exists in the United States, while I have a feeling that this person did either A, did not grow up with American culture, or is B, because this is YouTube, not an American native. And if he is, and all of those things are true, that means this person has completely drank the Kool-Aid. And frankly, there's nothing I can do. If you are going to persist at using your faith to be a bad person and treat other human beings as less than, get the fuck out of my comment section and don't come back. Because you sure as hell ain't welcome on my side of the internet, because I don't care why you're a good person. I just need you to be a good person. And, if you are getting defensive about the things as a Christian for the things I've said, I think that there should be some level of introspection on your part on how you can be a better human being. And that's on God. But a big thanks to the patrons for sitting through the rest of this video. I appreciate you bunches and bunches. If you want to become a patron, you can do so for as little as $1 a month, and it supports the show. and I can't understate how much dopamine I get when I see the little patron number go up. So, go figure. ADHD go. But that is not to take away from you, the wonderful viewer watching right now. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you so much. And again, a big thanks to Villainous Styles for this awesome beat. You can find them on VLNS Network on TikTok. Take us away, man.